We're out here at MMX Racing, NorCal's premier motocross training facility. Brought along with us Ansa Maloney, 5-time ISD gold medalist. We want to take a couple off-road vet riders and see if we could build the ultimate motocross machine. Now that we're partnered up with Over the Hill Gang Sierra chapter as the title sponsor of the series, we are super excited to bring you this 2025 250 SXF bolted on with everything that Mojo Motorsport sells. So let's get into it.
Okay, so when Mojo called me and said we wanted to build a motocross bike, a couple things that were a must for me, right? We called Phoenix Handlebars and got a set of the 7055s. Phoenix makes a bunch of different heights and sweeps. It's super simple, right? 70 height down, 55 sweep back. Bunch of different ones, but this was my setup. From there, we got the PHDS clamps from X-Trig. I got a bad wrist, so with these, we ended up actually going with the PHDS and the softer one just to get a little more flex. Off of that, we threw on a set of these Ride Engineering clamps. These are the 23.5 mil offset. Ride makes a stock offset or a 23.5 just to pull that front end out. A little more stable, a little more comfort. And with that, right, we got the orange clamps. We had to go with some Thai parts, right? Some Thai blue. This wouldn't be a vet Over the Hill Gang bike if we didn't get a little Thai on it. Up here on the handlebars also, we got a Bulletproof Designs. Again, something a little bit stronger, and that's connected to a G2 ergonomics throttle, right? Just to get that smooth feel, right? This bike came stock with a set of just lock-on ODIs, which are great, but they don't quite have that same smooth pull feel. Up front, we have our ASV levers. I love these, right? Because you can adjust them super quick with your fingers while you're riding. You can flick them back and forth, get a different feel, and they're adjustable, right? Bigger hands, smaller hands. The last thing we're gonna talk about up front is we threw a Get ECU on, right? 250F. Me and Mojo are used to riding 350s, so something we can get a little bit more power out of and a little more tunability. So we got this Get ECU. We're able to ramp up that power, get that bike feeling a little bit better, and then be able to change it too, right? For different motocross tracks. We got a sand map and we got a hard pack map, so that's something nice to be able to go back and forth from.
Starting from the back to the front, speaking of the power side, we got that Yoshimura slip-on exhaust. That is going to give this 250 just a little bit more pep to make it over maybe those triples. Maybe I roll triples, we'll see. But putting that power to the ground is going to be the Dirt Tricks chain and sprocket kit. That's going to be a red Gina chain. It is incredible how smooth this chain rolls, and the wear on the Dirt Tricks is absolutely insane. So that is going to last a lifetime for sure. We have that bolted up to a set of Firepower wheels, all again with the blue Racetech titanium hardware. All right, moving up towards the middle here, we've got the FCP motor mounts. Those are going to give a little bit better flex and a little bit better chassis compliance out on the track. And plus, they just look amazing. Then we have the custom engraved Bulletproof Designs Mojo clutch cover. Awesome, awesome product from those guys over at Bulletproof Designs. You have a little tip over, maybe you've seen it, where the rear brake step plate goes and punches through the clutch cover. Not going to have that with the Bulletproof one. Right down below that, we've got the Bulletproof brand new titanium foot pegs. That's going to be a 5 down, 5 back offset, paired up with the titanium rear brake step plate. Again, just looks amazing, and it's titanium, so a little bit lighter weight on there. With all that extra power coming out of this 250, of course, we have the Guts complete gripper seat. That's going to keep us planted on the bike, the second portion of the rider triangle.
Okay, and lastly, Mojo forgot a couple things about this beautiful bike, and I don't blame him because there's just so many things that it's just easy to forget because there's just so much cool stuff. We got a set of Samco hoses, right? We put the Samco hoses on. They're just a little stronger, a little more durable. They flow just a little bit better. From there, this thing is just wrapped in Works Connection bling, right? Again, vet bike, motocross, we want it to look sick. We got custom engraved caps up here, right? It's got Nathan's Mojo on it, or Nathan's number on it. We got Works Connections caps, Works Connection up here on the front, like just the whole thing's got little Works Connection bling everywhere. And me and Mojo, we are off-road guys, so we went with an off-road skid plate. SXS did his overlay on this super sweet skid plate. And lastly, again, I've never had moto suspension, so we called up our buddy at 343 Matt, and he got us a set of moto suspension. We stuck with the air forks. He said it's great. He got the setup in there. We got the fork and shock setup for both of us. We're pretty similar to the same weight, so we went with a pretty average setup. Other than that, this bike's built. It's got everything we're gonna need to ride some moto, and yeah, let's do it. I'm excited to go rip this thing.
Let's go see what this thing can do.
Okay.
Retro.
All right, we got an hour and a half on this bike of testing and it worked amazing. Of course, everyone that we're partnered up with over at Mojo Motorsport, all of our vendors just knocked it out of the park with these parts. Every single thing that we bolted onto this thing made a massive, massive difference. And of course, we got to hand it over to Anson Maloney, the person who can really feel what's going on with the bike. How did our pro rider feel about the bike?
Yeah, I was stoked on it. There was a bunch of little things that made a pretty big difference, right? Between the triple clamps, the foot pegs, the FCP, 343 suspension, right? Like the works connection axle blocks just made this bike super comfy. I was really, really impressed. I rode it once stock and I haven't been a big 250 guy and I was really happy with the way this thing rode. It's definitely pretty impressive what you can do with a stock bike all on the Mojo Motorsport website.
Yep. And then me as an intermediate B vet rider, I was instantly comfortable. Of course, like most people probably watching this, I was a little concerned with the power of the 250 coming off a 350 and a 450, but man, this thing screams. The power that we were able to add to it and then the comfort and traction that we got out of the seat and the bars and the pegs, just the ergos are amazing. And I was comfortable lap one and this thing gets it. So head on over to MojoMotoSport.com, check out all the parts that we sell for this thing, and then we have something really, really cool in store that we can't tell you about yet, but make sure you like and subscribe because you're going to want to stay tuned. As always, ride with Mojo.